Appendix 3. A Pilgrimage to the Cave of the Apocalypse. On the Sunday of the Second Coming of Christ of this year, 1995, I and another nun from our convent were on pilgrimage on the island of Patmos. We had arrived the day before and been invited to attend liturgy at the Cave of the Apocalypse the next morning. At dawn, we left from the Evangelismo Annunciation Convent on the western side of the island for the Monastery of the Apocalypse. It had rained with lightning and thunder the night before, and the early morning sky was still cloudy, but with hints of clearing. We walked a pathway by rock fences and wet grass that was vividly green, sprinkled with wildflowers. The wetness brought out a pungent smell of the neighbors' sheep and goats. The pathway led up to the old town, Chora, at the top of the hill, built around the 1,000-year-old monastery of St. John the Theologian. A maze of narrow streets and walkways winds through the little whitewashed town. We passed to the west of the towering fortress-like monastery, originally founded by St. Christodoulos, the first abbot. Coming out on the other side of the hill, we took the footpath down to the seminary of St. John and on to the monastery of the Apocalypse. We found the church in the Cave of the Apocalypse this morning almost completely full of young men and boys of all ages from St. John's Seminary. They made up both choirs, with one choir directed by their instructor. Their fervent singing of the service and eager young faces were enough to melt the hardest heart and brought to mind Christ's words, "Except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven." Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. On the walk over to the monastery that morning, I had at times contemplated the significance of being there, by God's planning and not ours, in the Cave of the Apocalypse, on the Sunday of the Second Coming of Christ. I think I had almost expected to experience something dramatic during the service, something akin, I suppose, to the lightning and thunder of the night before, but, instead, there came during the course of matins and liturgy a profound and deep peace, together with a simple, guileless love which made one want to forgive everyone and to be united for the love of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. There was a desire and prayer to be converted from the depths of one's heart, so that nothing would take one from the love of God. We felt this to be a gift of God through his servant St. John, giving us a little taste of the peace of paradise and reminding us that the way there is one of humble and childlike trust in God and wholehearted love for him and for our neighbor. Glory be to God. Glory be to our God. A nun of St. Xenia Skeet, 3rd day of the Holy Trinity, 1995.